Welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Boniface Ochieng, Off-Pitch Podcast, where our emphasis on engagement and involvement on all stakeholders in various sports for the betterment of local sports with an aim of ensuring this discussion can pay fruit. Today I am joined by Stingers Hockey Club founders. I'm glad I have two of them. One is a striker, one is a goalkeeper, but currently they are playing for Wazalendo Hockey Club. Just to get into it, they have several AKAs, and I want us to open the floor from this point. Eric Ochieng, AKA?
AKA
Sungu.
Yes. Just over that for now.
We just over that for now. Daystar already, AKA Daystar. Zingine
Ndaka za government mutaka gani?
Sema basi za government. Nimeavoid sana kuongea about za government on your end.
Za government ni chache wanajua sana bana.
Ungenirusha na mawe ningeendelea.
The government wa Dondera Collins.
Yes. Okay, Collins, how did you get into hockey?
Okay. Nilianza hockey during my school days. Kumbuka form 1 I did basketball. Form 2 I did rugby. So nikifika after rugby kulikuwa na games ilikuwa district ama zilikuwa provincial. By then tulikuwa na provincial na district, ndio. Sasa tujienda alafu me joining hockey, kuwa serious na hockey. My cousin alikuwa tu Rapsi Baya. Ndio alikuwa anacheza hockey by then. Na alikuwa goalkeeper. Sasa kuenda akaniambia yeye enda akaachie mtu mwingine bana. Ambia kitu lazima turudi home. Akani-encourage akaniambia sawa juu ulishapata injury ya rugby. Huwezi cheza tena 2 years. Sasa juu nilikuwa nimeshaambiwa 2 years nikae bila kucheza game yote physical. Nikasema iwezekane. Kama tukwenda hockey juu hakuna physical contact nitakuwa nao na wase. Alafu niko padded, nikakuwa convinced that niko padded I'm cool. Hivyo nikabaki hockey after yeye kuni-encourage. Alafu ulikuwa na defender fulani pale kwa ndoka size home anaitwa Dickson Malo. Alafu kuna boy fulani defender pia anaitwa Budoi. Somebody Budoi. Siwezi kukumbuka mzuri jina lingine Budoi. Au ndo akaniacha nao. Ndio alikuwa anacheza nao alikuwa defender.
Okay.
So nikastick form 3 form 4 I did hockey.
Which high school at this point?
St. Mary's Mundika.
Okay.
Najua watu wachache wajue shule. Way down in Busia huko chini.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very hard to believe you've played basketball, rugby. Yeah, and then you're coming to hockey saying you don't want contact, but unacheza rugby where it's full contact.
Yeah, that's full contact. Yeah.
Okay. Eric, on your end, how did you get into the sport?
Okay, now myself, when I joined Form 1, I think when I was in primary, in class 8, the school which I went to in high school, we were sharing the same pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to see the high school guys play hockey because they're using our pitch. And that game was so dangerous. I used to swear. I have my immediate brother who was playing it. I used to tell him, boss, why are you playing this dangerous game? This is a game that I can't play. So when I joined Form 1, I was talented in football. So I tried getting into the football team, but I think the older boys, they were kind of bullying us, making us to go 24 laps. I said, no, I'm not a marathoner. I wanted to play football. So then in Form 1, I didn't play any sport. So in Form 2, there's this friend of my brother. Because my brother was good in hockey, he was a captain then.
Yes.
So the friend to him was like, if your brother can do it, I think you can also play hockey. But me, I'd swear I can't play that game. It's too dangerous.
Okay.
So every game's time, once the bell has rang, he could come from his class, come pick me, and I'm like, let's go, 20. So then one day I said, let me just go and try. So I went, pick a hockey stick. I don't even know the rules.
Yes.
I don't even know the sides which you need to use to play. So I was just playing with both sides. I started getting interested in it. A little bit. Then I started going. That's how I ended playing hockey. I started playing hockey as a defender. Apparently, when I joined...
I can't believe.
When I joined, it was like 1 month to those school games. So the coach came. I started as a striker. When I was training, they were training me as a striker. Yeah. But then when the coach came, looked at me, I said, no, you go play defense. So I was left You know, those days they were number 3.
Number
left
3,
back.
yes.
So but number 3 no.
Yes. So and I joined the school team.
Uh-huh.
So I went and played as a left back in that year. That was 2005 in Okwala High School.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
That's how I joined Hockey.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you say having a brother playing the sport was a
Influence.
good influence to you, and how important would you say siblings in the same sport are ensuring the continuity in the families?
Okay, I think my brother playing hockey didn't influence me to join the game.
Okay.
I actually joined the game because of his friend. I did not mean his friend probably doing something else and playing some other games. But then, after joining and getting the interest and starting to enjoy the game, and because he was a captain and was a good player, now I started looking up to him, how he's doing the game, so that I wanted to be a better player than him. So that when we come back home,
Yes.
I have a bragging rights over him, you know, those banters in
Yes.
the family, yes. So later, after gaining the interest, I think now he was like a role model, yeah, somebody you are looking
up to already
So
done.
in that way, he helped me develop my
Okay.
hockey, yes.
Dista same na wewe sibling for kufanya ucheze. How was?
I had a cousin pia, my immediate cousin.
Mhm.
Yeah, alikuwa anacheza. He used to play at Butler Boys.
Yes.
So they had that rivalry. I had 2 cousins. 2 of them were at St. Mary's Mudika, Kevin Ngayo was Rapsibaya, and the other one, Mula Priest, was at Butler. So they used to have that rivalry.
The school rivals.
Yeah, school rivals. During holidays, unasikia wanakuambia, hey, hamna tuchapa mara hii tuliwachapa, we did this. So unajua sa, for me, niliona hiyo like, acha tu nichane nao. So until when I joined Mudika, then nikakuja realize I can do this to pia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now may I settle on a spot Form 3 for you, Daystar, Erico Form 2. Yes. How is this transition from through the high school level? Form 2 and then finally to Form 4. How was your experience for that, Daystar?
For me, I took it positively. Since then, nilikuja nikaona I'm the only player saizi from that institution. Nimecheza hadi mahali nimefika saizi. Unless kama kuna ametoka nyuma yangu.
Okay.
But the only person tulicheza naye, tulikuwa naye same class, alikuwa anaitwa Collins Baraza. He used to play for NYS. When NYS ilikuwa disband pia, ni hivyo akawachana naona ikaisha hivyo. So
Yeah.
mimi najua kufikia saizi I'm the only person nacheza from that institution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erico, on your end, mostly on the high school bit, how you got into it before you leave for either campus? How was it?
Yes, now after getting into hockey, apparently in 2005, the school team was mainly composed of the Form 4s. Yeah. Out of 11 players, first team players, we had 8 Form 4s. Then you had 1 Form 3 guy, and us, myself, and Kajitan, CJ, who were in Form 2 then. So we were the only
Moja Daystar.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were the only 2 guys in Form 2.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, CJ was my classmate. He was actually my teammate, you know, for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know each other better.
Okay.
So it's CJ and myself who managed to get into the school team in Form 2. So when these guys finished, now you find the guys who were in Form 3 were now getting into Form 4. The only 2 guys who were playing hockey.
Yes.
But there was only 1 guy who could make it into the school
team.
So then basically it means the team came back to the guys who were in Form 2 who are now joining Form 3 ourselves now.
Okay.
So we became the core part of the team. I think we did our part. We played well. Those days we were competing against Siala, Sawagongo, I think Ambira and Baradi. When we were in Form 4, I think we were the best. Now when I was in Form 5, I became the captain of the game. That was in 2007.
Yes.
Yeah. So we competed. We were the first in the district then.
Yes.
The
Still district, provincial, then national.
Yes. So we were the first in the
So
district
zonals, districts, provincial, then nationals.
Zonals, bado. It was only the districts, then directly to the provincials. There were not so many.
Yeah. It was expensive sport.
Exactly.
So very few schools. Like we were only 5 boys schools in the entire Sia district then who were playing it. I think girls, there were three schools who were. So you just go direct to
province.
Districts.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we transitioned up to Form 4.
Okay.
Later we joined college.
An interesting part of high school transition is how you live it as a captain. Now you are done with your season.
Yes.
I'm assuming you make it to the provincials.
Yes.
Now you have to concentrate on schools.
Studies.
How is this transition now, handing it over to the next group of guys coming to from the Form 3, Form 4, Form 2
The
to
guys
Form
behind
3?
there?
Yeah.
Mentoring them now.
Yes.
Uh,
Mind you are the captain at this particular point. Yes.
Yes, I don't know what was happening without school. Because again, you find even us in that period, the Form 4s, we were the major guy. Then again, Form 2s.
From
So there's always a gap.
A gap.
Yeah, you find only 2 guys who are playing or 3 guys.
Yeah.
They're not very much active. So, you
Okay.
find the other. So when I was leaving, I had to mentor the Form 2 guys. So I had to pick a few guys who I thought had the character and the talent and the discipline.
Yes.
So I think I mentored 2 guys. I don't know where they reached.
Okay.
Because of the finishing school, I did go back to follow up.
Yes.
I don't know how they perform up to date. I think when I go back home this time around,
Okay.
I'll try and visit the school and see how they are doing it.
So now you are done with Form 4. Are you thinking about continuing with the sports once you come to campus?
Now, once I've done with Form 4, I think those days we were staying 2 years at home before you join.
Before back
campus.
then again, yes.
So at that time, hockey went off my mind. I didn't know that. I was not even sure that the campus I'll join or wherever I'll go, the college I'll go to, I'll find hockey.
Yeah.
So it was not even in my mind. I was missing it because
Okay.
I loved the game, but I had nowhere to play it. Because you're in Sharks, there's no team,
Yeah.
I don't want to go and play with the boys again.
No grassroots teams
Yes,
as
no
it is
grassroots.
now.
So I was missing the game,
Mhm.
but there's nothing I can do until then I came to Tuk now.
Okay.
That was in 2009. So when I came to Tuk, I did 1 year. I didn't even know there was hockey. Yeah, I didn't know.
One good year.
Yeah. So sometimes in 2010, the next year now, when you're just strolling within the compound, you'll find those posters.
Yeah.
To,
Recruiting.
recruiting.
Wale, don't support kwa gate hapo.
Yeah, recruiting hockey players. This hockey here. Yeah, I love the sport and I've missed
Yes.
the sport.
1 year down the lane.
No, that's now 3
3
years.
years.
3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 years before joining and then
Then
another
1 year
Yeah,
after
yeah,
in
yeah.
college.
Not knowing that it's existing. So then I went and in the evening I made the calls, those numbers there. I think it was Nani's number. Deno Murunga.
Okay.
Murunga, oversize. They know oversize.
Oversize.
He's the captain then. So I called him, he told me where to meet somewhere called Snake Park. I was like, do you have snakes?
Yeah.
I went, we interacted.
Yes.
They didn't have a pitch where they were training. So they were training in the hostels. See the hostels there? You know how...
Behind at South Sea.
Sahii mali kumekwa
Yes,
booster
Mombasa.
pale.
No.
Yeah.
Within the hostel space. So that hostel is like a KL living. Then there's always a landscaped area in between.
Oh, najua hapo
Yeah, so
katikati
that's
hapo.
where they were training that.
Hapo
A small area.
Dining hall.
Yes,
which is
like
hapo.
a landscape,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Okay.
where they were training. Yes. So I went there. Trained and nikaona bado tachiko. Nikaona bado. So I'm like, is it me who is good? Ama ni hao wasidi hawajacheza hockey or what is it? Because 3 years sijacheza but kukuja hivi naona bado niko
Immediately.
niko sawa.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up joining hockey in college.
In college. Adista, transition yako ilikuwaje?
Yeah, as for me initially, my initial thought was to join RTI.
Okay.
Yeah. So ile like naenda kutafutiwa admission RTI. The person alienda alifikiria RTI ni railway siko hapa. Town ni.
Yeah, tu kapa.
Hapo sababu ndalienda. Akaambia RTI hapo RTI ni chini kule South B. Akasema huko mbali. Si hapa kuna institution iko hapa kada
Yes.
kwa hapo. Akaingia hapo. So that's how I ended up kujoin TUK.
Okay.
Sasa kuingia TUK nikapia class yetu ilikuwa N block hapo hivyo. Sasa ile napanda koda pia notes board hapo.
Okay.
Hockey players. Kupiga nikapata sagari. Eli. Kaniambia kuja Snake Park pia. Jioni. Dogo ndakainteract na waseni kwambia kesho mimi naanza zoezi.
Okay.
Hivyo ndo nilianza nilienda. By then mimi nilipata kama wanaenda RTI.
Already.
Yeah. Tulikuwa naenda RTI.
So, but then wacha Eri give us a development at this point. How does the team grow to a point Daystar can join and find already established pitch and even a structure working? How did you guys go about this?
Yes, so now when we joined, I think we were lucky because we got guys who are passionate about hockey.
Okay.
The people who love the game. people who could sacrifice a lot for the game. And I think we were almost the same age group, so we freely interacted and bonded well.
Yeah.
You know, that week when I joined hockey, it was on a Wednesday. And we were having a trip to Maseno. There was a tournament in Maseno on Saturday and Sunday, which you were attending. So you find like 60% of the guys had just joined hockey that
On the same week.
Yeah. And on Friday, we are traveling to
It was enough for the tournament.
Yeah, so you're there, then you are told, boss, on Friday, the bus will be leaving here at 4 in the evening. So you need to be here by 2. So because I was there by midday, because time to miss.
Yes.
So I remember we went all the way to Maseno. That was the first tournament that we played
As a group.
After training for 2 or 3 days. Even the guy who was sitting next to me, you don't know his name. You know, you introduce like bado hujashika. So you go all the way to Maseno, hujui jina hata jirani yako. So unamjua tu kwa sura. So we went there. Fortunately, we performed well. We went all the way to finals.
Okay.
I think Maseno beat us 1-0 in the final. So from there, the belief came in. It was like, maybe we are this good. We have just formed this team the other day. We have come here for the tournament to piga Kisuzu, tumepiga sijui nani.
You can be competitive.
Yeah. So the morale.
Yes, exactly.
So when we came back, we said, no, we can form a formidable team. So we started training. Where are we training? We started going to Wazalendo.
Highway.
Right.
I think Ochieng had spoken to them because they were paying that pitch then. So there's some money at the school, the college was also giving Wazalendo, then Wazalendo
can also...
So they can allow us to train with them. So I think we really learned a lot from Wazalendo. I used to hear that those guys used to go to train with Wazalendo, then they're doing friendlies during weekdays and they're beaten 10-0. So when I joined, I was like, mkipigwa 10, where are you guys? So the first day I went to Highway, I was really interested. I was like, I want to see what are they doing this
different? Yes.
Those guys were moving the ball, pass and move. They could take the ball from their D to our D, bring it back to their D, bring it back and score at will. Then I said, we have a long way to go.
Okay.
But now we decided to learn from them. So we really learned a lot.
Took up the challenge rather than be demoralized by it.
Yes, and we thank Goldie because he was our coach then. He really mentored us.
On the very onset, he took up the team, or once you started in sim.
On the very onset, even when we were going to that tournament in Maseno, he was our coach.
He was already okay.
Yes.
So
he's actually the guy who
ulipata Goldie.
Alinipata. See, when we formed the team, then the coach was sought for. Then he was the one who was.
Mimi nakumbuka when I joined, nilipata Goldie hapo.
He's the one who came with this idea that as much as we are an institutional team, let's make it like a club also.
Yeah.
So that's when people went and we started. We were 5 when we were coming with the name Stingers. It's Nani who came with this name.
Who are these 5 guys? I know yourself, Eli.
The late Hussein.
Hussein was there, of course. There was Deno.
Deno oversize ama Deno.
Deno Gitos. And Nani? Kevin Kims.
Sialenga?
No. Kevin Kims. Remember this?
Lefty.
Yes. So we are 5. So people were coming up with names. People were saying wasp. So what to do? Then Hussein the late said no. Stingers. Let's go Stingers. No, we go sting the teams.
Go sting.
People were like, this is a good vibe. That's how we refer to me. Stingers. Yeah, so it's Hussein who coined the name.
Okay.
That is all rest in peace.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so how long... sorry, keep on. I want to know at what point Daystar joined, and then he can come on board with again.
Yeah.
So at Wazalendo, start training with Goldie.
Yes.
What's next for the team, or what's the plan for the group?
Then we joined Kusa. Yeah. We started playing these Kusa games. I think before the Tuk wasn't, but I don't know whether they were having a team or not. I think there was a team on paper, but there was no really
showing up.
Not always showing up for the games.
Game days.
Yes. So during that time, Ochieng registered us for Kusa.
Okay.
So we started playing Kusa over the weekends, gaining the experience and all that. He also registered us for the National League.
When is this?
Which year?
That was 2013.
2013? No. I joined 2011 when you were playing the National League and Kusa at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah. I joined 2011.
And then I think I might have forgotten that period.
09,
So
in between
20
09 and
to
10.
2010.
In between 09 and
no, 09 I didn't play hockey.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Yeah.
So
I
in
joined
between
2010. 2010 we didn't play National League.
Okay.
So then it must be 2011.
2011.
Yes, that season of 2011-2012. Then I think we had a disagreement. I don't know if that was a disagreement, or I don't know whether we were not honoring our part or something in terms of payment. So you had to move training ground.
Okay.
So now we went to RTI. How we went to RTI? RTI was having a hockey team,
Yeah.
but they were always few. There were about 4 or 5 guys. And now there was these games of, they're called Ketisa.
Ketisa, yeah.
Yes.
And then there was Chemo. And Chemo is a sports person.
Yeah, a legend in athletics, hockey.
And hockey, yes.
Yeah.
An all-round sports
And
person.
exactly.
Yeah. So she really welcomed us. We went there. So we went to supplement
The RTI team.
But again, we also taking advantage of that because of their training.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ground.
exactly.
So that's how we ended up training in RTI. I think Goli left as a coach because of probably issues here and there with the administration. Then Odaga came. Yeah. Odaga also took us to different heights in terms of hockey.
Playoffs.
Yeah, he got us from point A, took us to point B.
Yeah.
And we were a very, very liberal team. Very, very formidable team. Thanks. We respect him for that.
Exactly. Yeah. He brought a certain forces discipline to the team.
Yes.
Which might have been lacking to a bunch or a group of people who are really talented.
Yes, because I think when Goldie left, there was a point where we didn't have a coach.
Okay.
So we were managing ourselves, yeah. But as we put it, because of the passion and all that, we could do it. We could do it. Go to the games, you make your own tabs, you do your own stuff, and you still win games and come back. Yeah. But the hard work was always done in training.
Yes.
And we could train from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday there was always a derby
that never ends.
20 shillings.
A derby that never ends. Till to date.
But I feel they've lost
the touch of the derby.
Yes.
Yes, it has lost that oomph.
Yes.
Yeah, it has gone down.
Okay.
So I don't know. You joined 2011.
2011. I did 2011. That's when I started playing.
So how was the experience at this point, Daystar, then?
2011. Yeah, I came in. By then,
training still at Wazalendo or at Highway or already moved to RTI?
To RTI.
Okay.
So we were just tukienda RTI tukaziwe tunakuja. So we used to juggle. Highway, RTI. Yeah. So when I joined, there was this duration of 3 months or 2 months. Tukaenda tournament fulani Eldoret. 7 aside. Apale Eldoret Aga Khan. That was my first tournament.
I remember. That
my first tournament. My first tournament.
You remember.
Rico was the assistant captain. Kevo Lefty was the captain.
Okay.
So we went to drink with Rico. The whole night, brother.
It was a bad cover.
Bad company.
The whole night. Hey. But kesho yake kuja na trip. Kevo Lefty akaniita kadi.
Kuja.
First year, you drank. Going for a trip. Yeah. Karambia you're not going. Lisa mimi nilijua nakuja na Eriko hiyo hakuna
assistant captain.
Assistant captain iko sawa. I'm safe. Eriko ameniruka bana. Meetings zimekuwa crisis meeting pale main canteen. Main canteen tuko hapo kwa hall.
Acha nilikutetea sio.
To decide whether I'm going to the trip or I'm not going to the trip.
How did it play out? Tulienda au ulibaki?
I ended up going.
Okay.
So we can't claim Eriko left you out.
That's why unajua history coming up with the phrase whereby umetoka nyumbani umeombewa kila kitu ulikuwa kwa trip unarudi useme
trip is supported.
Unarudi useme aje. So JBC came up with that phrase. Sasa tukakuja hapo tukajuana na Hudson.
Yes.
Rico, Eli. Elfas ule Anga JBC Kevo Lefty alafu na Elijah. Hudson kumbe pia alikuwa amejoin. Sikuwa najua Hudson ndiye amejoin. So tukiwa Eldoret Hudson akapiga Sami wa polisi. Sami wa polisi pia alikuwa amejoin polisi.
Hiyo time, okay.
Shikes akakuja. Meja hakuna kuongea. Tunachapa hii watoto, tutaongea baadaye. So that's why tukema hapo tukajua pia polisi pia wako hapo na polisi pia ni timu nyingine tukajua kujuana na Shikuku na Sami kwa best zangu up to date.
Yes.
Hapo tulijuana. tulichapwa bwana. Waziri Eldoret mpaka Nairobi. Wewe unaiza gari hizi tu. Mnapigaje askari na jini watu wadogo. Sasa unajua makosa tulifanya, tuliwaambia tujini Kenya Police. Sasa headquarters sisi ndio Kenya Police. Headquarters ni
ya poli.
Ziko hapo. Hiyo press pia wakasirisha. Sasa tulikuwa tukiingia police station. Ndio tunapanda gari.
Actual
Buda, mnashikwa viboko. Gari iko mbele na nyingine iko nyuma. Sasa basi yetu iko katikati.
Kuna kubaki nyuma, kuna kwenda mbele.
Mwezi overtake mwezi bali. Lori yao nyuma, Cheska iko mbele. Sisi tuko katikati. Police station tunaingizwa. Tunapanda gari na tunaendelea mpaka Nairobi.
Okay, so nini now motivate right about now? Already Rico Musha create structure, the team is going on well. I think several seasons National League moja mbili. How do you now want to maintain the team status? Ama you make it better?
Now, the challenge was, it comes a time when now you have finished college, graduated, now you have to get into the world and start surviving.
Okay.
So, if you are lucky enough, you get a job in Nairobi where you can still play hockey, good for you. But if you are unlucky, get a job in a town where there is no hockey, then it becomes difficult to play. I remember my first job I got in Nakuru. I was there for 1.5 years. I didn't play hockey for
all that time.
Until when I relocated back to Nairobi, then I started again integrating back.
Yeah.
But now the main idea was there need to be sustainability, continuity. So each and every year the team needs to be reinforced.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that happened for quite some time. These guys, even yourself.
Exactly.
But did you join this guy?
Yeah.
Behind him actually.
Oh, after him.
So
when Punjes came in, that's when he came.
Yes.
Yeah.
Punjes came in after Daystar, and then I came in after with Punjes already at
already
high.
in the team.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why, and I also want to commend you guys for this, because at a point you ended up incorporating all South B institutes.
Yes.
Into the technical university bana, and everyone who could access South C, RTI. So I think that was also a very important part on what you guys created at Stingers.
The idea was to form a formidable team, and because it's sports. I mean, if you can play hockey, and you don't have somewhere, probably the institution where you are, there's no team. So just come and play. You can enjoy yourself and promote your talent.
Yeah.
There's no point of denying somebody an opportunity.
But I think the biggest motivation was like most of us tulikuwa average, tulikuwa naishi average life. Hakuna mtu alikuwa like unashinda wengine unafanya nini, unajiona umefika nini na nini. Tulikuwa tu average.
Yeah.
Most of us tulikuwa tunashinda, tunaishi andimayo like what full team, first team yote ilikuwa inashinda andimayo. So ukitoka hapo unajua tu like sisi watu mtatu tunajiita masafara nini. Ukienda B tunakutana pia ndio hivyo. So tunaikopata tu kila mtu anaweza. As long as unaweza na vibe yetu, you cool.
To be honest, for example, like you, it took me some time to realize that this guy is not
a took player.
A took student.
No. Yes.
Me, I used to see you with Punches, and I knew you were doing the same course. So I knew you were in the same class. I always knew you are a student and true. But it took me some time. That's when I realized, Boni na Konga. Because it's okay.
And by then already you're too much into the team, differentiating you from the others.
It's difficult. You
Exactly.
can't, and you are formidable player then, you are the one of the backbones of the
Hadi
team.
admin ushajulikana, Ochieng
Ochieng himself actually. And even them, I'm sure it took them a good minute before they
wako wanajua
realized.
players.
Who could know that JVC is not a took?
No
A took student.
no one.
Hata sasa hizo kiambia mzee
He was more took even than the took
More
guys.
than the two players, yes.
Yeah.
So what were some of your highlights as we come close to the end of the first round? What were some of your highlights while at Stingers before we'll now see how the journey moved after?
For me, I think it's at Stingers. In Stingers, I really enjoyed playing hockey because I had a good company, I had a good group. The vibe was always positive. But the best highlights, I think, in running down these quote-unquote Indian teams in the National League. Galas hitting them several, scoring goals. In Kusa, we became a formidable team. And, then Strath, the season when Strath took back-to-back Premier League trophy. But when they had a game with Tuk for Kusa, Senga to bring his cream de la
players.
cream players.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because if you bring the second grade players, not second grade they're bad, but I mean if you bring, because they could form two good teams.
Upcoming.
Yeah, the future players, the upcoming
Yes.
players, we will hit them. So he had to bring his cream de la cream, but even then we will give them a good challenge.
A good run,
a good
yes,
one, yeah. So
exactly.
give them a good one. So we really enjoyed playing hockey at Tuk. I think we took it to good levels. There's a time there was a strike at Tuk,
Yeah.
and Kusa was ongoing.
Yeah.
So now we have to play JQuat here at KU.
Yes.
Pitch B. Yeah, pale
Down
chini,
the other
pitch B.
end.
Yes. Now I think these guys, in their minds, they know that we are not going to attend this
honor
match
the
because
match.
shule imefungwa
Yeah,
na
usiche.
kwa nini. But us as players, we said no, we can't, because we were really competing for that number 1 and 2 so that we go for those national schools,
games, yes.
And at that time we were in a good position. So we said no, we can't just let these points go. Can we just organize ourselves from town to KU? It's about 20 bob then in the morning. So this guy could carry his goalkeeper's kit in a sack. Then we carry our hockey sticks and all those. We go to town, we panda gari at 20 bob, we steal bargain.
Even better if we are together as a team.
Yeah. 15 bwana. So instead of 20, so watu wawili, usilipishe, something like that. We come to the gate then. So I remember when we reached at the pitch, watu wa JKUAT wakashtuka, they were like, wow, wamekuja bwana. They were shocked. Then when the game started, I think I scored the fastest goal within 20 seconds. Tulikuwa tushapiga JKUAT bao moja, and we hit them 7-0. Then in the next, that was on a Saturday. Yeah. Then on Monday it was in the
newspaper.
That took hockey, whatever, hit JKUAT 7-0. So I think that was a very good move.
Yeah, it is.
So it even made the institutional decision makers to try and recall students back to session instead of staying.
Because despite the bad publicity that was there by the strike, and then the co-curricular is trying to
yes.
Okay, we had been threatened whereby like tukaambiwa if the strike is still going on, you won't be playing any other games until you are recalled back to school. Mtaendelea kucheza, but as long as the strike is on,
there's no playing.
So that Monday tukakuwa recalled.
And when the session came back, by the way, they had been called us. I remember the dean, he called us and he really commended us for what we did.
I'm sure it helped. Yes, it helped cover up for that properly.
But you see, for us, we didn't know that we were doing something for the institution. As we were doing it for ourselves, for hockey, for the love of the game. But it had a bigger impact. There.
Well, we only had a goal. We only had to be having a goal kit peke yake. Tukaenda tukaiba hiyo goal kit. Tuliiba tu, tulichukua. Tuliiba tu kutoka Ubasa, ilikuwa na Island mara tu hapo.
Yes.
So stick uko nayo yako mwenyewe. The goal kit ndio ilikuwa kitu baada tukagaraizi kaibia kutoka shule.
Yes, exactly.
So I think those are some of the good highlights that we had.
Okay.
Stingers, apart from, of course, zingine mingi.
Which exactly.
But as for me, camaraderie. That camaraderie tulikuwa nayo. Yeah.
That was your biggest highlight.
Yeah. And the bond till to date bana.
Bado iko.
Mtu akienda na kasirika tu ndio ameenda ndio, lakini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. At least some little background into the people I'm having on the episode today. How we all started, how we even joined it. And so in the second part of it, we move on and figure out what are they doing right now. We'll also have some light moments in between. And all of it is just to have those conversations on the pitch, off the pitch, and figure out on how they can help the next group of players. So this is Off Pitch Africa on YouTube, Instagram Off Pitch Africa, Facebook Off Pitch Africa. You can like, comment, and also share with your friends. Your feedback is highly welcomed. Back in a few.